Welcome back. Here we are again at the Thompson project, and you guys can see some progress. So spin you around. We got sheathing done. 90% of it's done. We've got some tape still to do for that zip system product. We got, I'm going to do a walkthrough in a minute and show you guys the proper way to actually sheathe per code, nail spacing, etc. So we're going to walk that in a minute, but we've got everything else ready to go, and now we're working on some back out, and we're also working on lining out our interior walls, a few minor changes, start chalking that out so we can get those walls in and complete the framing so we can start our MEPs, which are the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. That's the next step. I got a couple material issues that are on back order, so we have a little creativity on getting this completely watertight to be able to start the MEPs ahead of waiting on some of those other materials, i.e. a couple exterior doors. But in the meantime, we are going to go take a look at zip system sheathing, how to install it, what to look for, and make sure you're staying within code when you install it. So let's go outside and take a look at this. All right, so here's basically our tie-in from our old home. That's a skips sheathed right here, which ties into our new zip system sheathing and the new addition running all the way out and around to the front of the house. So here's the scoop. Code dictates where we should put our nails, and that's based on a couple different issues for structure. One is to make sure that it's tied tight enough to the framing itself, and the other issue is for what's called shear wall exposure, and that's basically on wind loads too. So it's making sure that we have enough nails in the framing that the house doesn't get pulled away if there's any sort of wind uplift or wind load against the wall, and also for structural load, for racking, which is twisting, and for load coming down. So this is what gravity does, right? It's pulling everything back down to the earth, to the middle of the earth, and we have to combat that science by making sure we have enough nails on our sheathing. Okay, so code dictates 6 inches at the edges of our panels on spacing on center. So I have to be 6 inches from nail head to nail head or less at my panel edges, and that's all the way around at my edges. Okay, you can't see some of this because we've got zip tape going. 12-inch spacing in the field, and if you see here, obviously we're not done with our nails yet, but everywhere we have a framing member, vertical framing member, we have to put a nail, and that's zip system's gone ahead and located our 12-inch spacing in the field, as they say. So 12 inches on center in the field is where we need our nail space. Okay, 12 inches or less. So every 12 inches in the middle of the panels, we have to have an 8D nail. Okay, that's per code. You can do more than that if you want, but you need the minimum of that. All right, once you finish all of your nails, you go ahead and you start taping. You want to go ahead and start taping your horizontal seams first, and then you want to come back with your vertical tape. The reason being, you can see where we've terminated here, if I was to go opposite and have this horizontal piece of tape on top of this vertical piece, as water comes down, if it was to get in behind, which eventually water will find its way in to exteriors on some level. That's why we have to have a WRB, right? A water resistant barrier that's against the house to keep water from getting into the interior, right? Water finds its way in, it's going to create a lip if I was to do opposite on this tape. So that water can actually sit on this lip and kind of hang out there, and we don't want that. We want water to continue to run down, 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 and out the bottom. Okay, so how do I do that? How do I keep water away from our sheathing, and how do I get water to run down once it penetrates in behind? Because you're going to ask, Shane, you're going to have siding on your house or some sort of exterior cladding on top of your sheathing. So how the heck do you do that? Well, that's why you build a rain screen. And a rain screen is literally, spin you around, going to be furring strips set against this water resistant barrier or zip system that pulls out a space about a 1 inch to 1.5 inch spacing away from our sheathing, where if water was to get in behind our siding, it's going to run vertically down this to the bottom where I want to have an actual vent. It's usually just a bug screen. Core Event makes a really cool product that actually you can nail right up onto the sheathing at the bottom and at the top, and that allows, if water does get in there, then it can run all the way down and doesn't keep water trapped against this water resistant barrier. Okay, but just in case water does have a moment in time where it can't get out, that's why we want to have our vertical seams come in after our horizontal seams, so we don't have any more lips for the water to get hung up on. Okay, so that's how you do your zip system. And again, Advantech and all their products are great, but they've located all your spaces in the field. Okay, so you don't have to go ahead and try and start taking your tape measure out. And as you get really good at framing, you don't have to worry about you can eyeball most of it, but they've got it labeled for you where to hit your nails. Okay, every vertical framing member has to get that in the field at 12 inches. You want 6 inches at the edges, on center, and that's minimum. Okay, so you want to make sure that those 6 inches, like I can see right here, we're not quite, we're a little bit outside 6 inches. And normally what I do before we have a framing inspection, a sheathing inspection, which is separate, is I make sure I walk around with our crew, or I do it myself, and we go ahead and figure out where we've missed spacing and we add nails. Okay, that's ahead of doing any of your tape. You want to make sure all of your nailing is done ahead of your tape. We got a little bit backwards on a couple of these, so we'll have a little conversation with the guys here in a minute. But that's the entire process of installing your zip system sheathing. That's for walls and it's for your roof, so make sure you keep that in mind. Alright guys, that's it for this one. I'm going to get back to it. Like I said, I've got some walkthrough to do to inspect our nail spacing and then start getting the tape finished, and then start preparing all of our rough openings for all of our flashing, again with the cool zip products that they have. They've got the stretch tape for all your flashing details, and obviously all of the zip tape products they have out there, including the liquid flashing, which I can get into in a different video. With that being said, do all the fun stuff for me. Like, subscribe if you haven't, hit the bell for notifications of future videos, comment below, and make sure you guys check out all the podcasts we have up on any audio platform you listen to, and here on the YouTube channel as well. Every Monday and Friday we have new videos coming out. We have a live stream on Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, Building Wealth and Health. Make sure you stop by, say hi, check that out as well. Till next time guys, keep building.